All right. NFC North now. Detroit Lions. You said you were going to give some love to them now after stealing their Brian Johnson from them.
Well, I guess this is all hypothetical. So, I mean, for their Christmas, like the best thing they could get is keeping Ben Johnson, I think. Dan Campbell's more of, I think, like a Nick Sirianni, kind of like a vibes guy, energy guy, like team morale, team mentality, motivator. They need minds behind that, and I think we're seeing that a little bit with the Eagles, and I don't know if they can afford losing Ben Johnson. They might take a step back. We'll see. Who knows? Like, literally who knows, but right now it looks like he is the mastermind behind a lot of that, and obviously Jared Goff, I think, fits that system very well. I've said that a couple times on here. The way he goes through his progressions, his accuracy, but I think they got to keep him. Do whatever they can to keep him. But I'm gonna cut poor Ben Johnson in two and leave half of him under the tree for the Chargers and half of him under the tree for the Lions. So they both get a part of Ben Johnson for Christmas. So everybody wins here. Everybody wins.
See, I think you missed the best opportunity to make it back to the Lions fans. They
Calvin
haven't won
Johnson comes out of retirement.
No, they haven't won a playoff game in 32 years.
Yeah, true.
The longest drought. I'm giving them a goddamn win.
They might face the Birds, though, at this rate.
Yeah, well, bird schmerds, all right? Have fun trying to drive to the game when your car's in the pound there, Birds fans. That was a little play on my Christmas gift.
Yeah,
but, yeah, dude, I'm gonna give it to him because why not? I'm wearing the hat as well. So, yeah, give me that Lions. Minnesota Vikings, next team.
It's a tough one, too, because it's like, do you want Kirk to stay at this point? Or do you want to, take your chances on, I don't even know what pick they're going to have. It's not going to be probably a good one. Once again, the 5th or 6th best quarterback. For the Vikings, I want to make sure Brian Flores stays home for Christmas, and he's there for the future. I mean, talked a lot about Dobbs on here and how that quarterback carousel has somehow kept the team afloat, but it's really been that defense. Vikings got a top 10 defense, and when you look at their roster, I mean, like it's probably like you'd say it's bottom 5 in the NFL defensively. Brian Flores is making magic with that unit.
Yeah.
And, I mean, he'll probably get some head coaching interviews, and he might get a gig, but I'm going to make sure he stays home for the holidays for the Vikings because, I mean, I feel like the Vikings have to have, like, a good defense. Like, that's just, like, their brand. I don't know.
Yeah, I just want to give him back Captain Kirk. I think that's the best forward. I think you draft maybe a quarterback late so you have a young guy or whatever because their quarterbacks right now, everybody on the roster should not have a job with the Minnesota Vikings in the off after this season. But yeah, I think Captain Kirk's the best way to go. There's got to be some sort of toy or something, Captain Kirk or something out there. But
Kirk, there's Captain Kirk. Why am I thinking Kirk? But Captain Kirk. That sounds like something.
Sounds like something, but give him like a superhero action figure with a chain on it. Or no, give him a chain. Give him a chain. No superhero. Give him a chain.
It's a Star Trek. It's a Star Trek thing. So give him an action figure of the Star Trek guy.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I think Kurt's the best way to go there, dude. I don't know. I just can't think of a better alternative. It's not like anybody. So plus there's Chem there, especially with JJ and all that. But yeah, I don't have any cute little gifts for you Vikings fans. Couldn't think of one. Next team, Green Bay Packers. Go Pack, go. The Cheeseheads.
I think the Packers need to. I think the Packers need a new defensive coordinator. Joe Barry. I mean, my brother's a Packers fan, and he likes Jordan Love. Obviously, the offense got some weapons. Running game is the O line's been banged up, but he's like this season he's just so freaking frustrated about the defense. And I talked about it on our show on Tuesday and how it was insane that the Packers just shut down the Chiefs and the Lions and then let Baker Mayfield go loco on them. That's and they, if anything, they've like got more personnel back from injury. So that is an ode to the defensive coordinator, the defensive play calling. And I think it's Joe Barry. He's just a guy who just doesn't change things up, doesn't adjust on the fly. So they got a Matt LaFleur offensive like genius. Like I don't think that's many people would agree with that. I don't think I don't think many people would disagree with that. But they need somebody, like I said, you need more than one mind. Like you need another cook in the kitchen. I think it's got to be another defensive mind. I don't know who that's going to be, but
yeah, I love how you always think defense, I think offense, and vice versa. I think need a guy for Jordan Love. Like you got some boys, I'll give it to you. You got some boys, but you need a guy there. Who could that guy be? I don't know. My brain, as like I'm thinking weird Christmas stuff at Magic, anything could happen. Somehow, I think Aaron Jones, as much as he's been a Packers sort of guy, I think maybe you try to get rid of him and try to move up in the draft a little bit, and maybe try to. I don't know how high you can get up with him, but maybe try to take the Ohio State Buckeye if he decides to go to the draft. I don't know. I think a little Jordan Love, Marvin Harrison could be cute. Maybe recreate a little Devontae A-Rod sort of stuff there.
That'd be disgusting. Marvin Harrison and Jordan Love in Green Bay. Luke would love that. My brother would love that.
Yeah, I think that would be my sort of, because the defense. I feel like you kind of said this about the Vikings. Like Vikings, like always good defense. That's kind of how I feel about the Packers. And Packers, you're right. I think it's like a coaching issue that they have because they have the talent. I mean, their secondary is still insane.
That and Rashawn Gary, Luke Van Ness, like they got boys up Smith. They got boys up front.
I think it's just a scheme thing, and I think you're right there. But Packers, maybe that's just growing up watching A-Rod and Devontae, but that's I want something like that. So Luke might hate me for trading away Aaron Jones, but if it can get you Marvin Harrison,
dude, they got AJ Dillon right now. Jones can't stay healthy. Like he'll be chilling. He'll definitely be all right.
I don't know. Jones would like it because that'd probably send him to where, like Chicago or something. I don't know.
In division,
but Chicago would maybe. I don't know if they heard wind about that. They might do the number one overall pick on Marvin Harrison, which would probably be one of the first times. No, that can't be the first time a wide receivers pick first. I don't know.
No, I'm looking it up.
I'm going on tangents here.
Who's next though?
Next up, Chicago Bears. As we talk about them
on cue.
I'll go first. I think they need one of those 8-balls. Ask what they should do. Trust the 8-ball because they have a lot of question marks. They have a lot of different avenues of which they can go about. Do you want to keep Justin Fields and see what he can do? You had enough of a sample to see what he can do. Or you got, it's looking like 2 top 5 picks. Do you go with a quarterback and maybe a wide receiver duo right there? And get rid of Justin Fields, maybe get even more draft capital, or do you spend those 2 picks building around Justin Fields? There's a lot, and I think they A lot of important answers need to be made, and when important answers need to be made, you shake that magic 8 ball. It always steers you in the right direction.
I think the Bears would get a lot of ask again later.
Yeah, 100%, 100%.
Just for years and years and years. Ask again later.
Ask again later.
I like that though. Yeah, kind of the same thing with Washington. Like they need to like I'm right with you. Like they need direction. They're going to get the first overall pick. So, like I'm not going to give them something that they already have. But well, actually, the Panthers won, so I don't that doesn't shake things up, does it?
I don't know.
But I'm going to double check before I say this because they did win.
But I mean, Panthers would probably theoretically get Marvin Harrison Jr.
The Panthers?
Yeah, if they had the number 1 overall pick.
Oh, definitely. But I mean that that was the whole thing. They like gave away their number 1 wide receiver for the quarterback to draft, and then you miss out on a chance to draft a number 1 wide receiver because you gave up the pick to draft a quarterback. I don't know what the thinking was behind that, to be completely honest.
Maybe they just love Bryce Young that much.
Yeah, seemingly seems so. I'm trying to find it. Why is it so hard to find if this is a lot? But let's just go off of the fact that barring something unexpected, like Carolina's going to get the first pick, which is going to go to the Bears. I mean, they could trade it, but I think you look at around the league, you see a lot about a quarterback by their 3rd year. And I mean, you got Justin Fields, DJ Moore, so he doesn't have that excuse that he doesn't have a weapon anymore. Like DJ Moore, I still think is underrated too. He's got Cole Kmet, nice solid security blanket, running game, man. But you really haven't seen like maybe you've seen flashes, but there hasn't been they haven't resulted in wins, which is obviously the most important quarterback stat. Jalen Hurts blew up, Josh Allen blew up. Joe Burrow blew up. Pat Mahomes blew up. Like they all like exploded onto the scene. And I feel like that's kind of the guy that you're looking at Justin Fields to be. And he really hasn't been that yet. So you got a big decision to make. Do you draft Caleb Williams and like have like a quarterback competition and then trade Fields? But then Fields' value will be lower. So that's the thing. You gotta make a decision, and you gotta make it like kind of now.
Yeah.
And these last 3 games are going to be telling. I think not that they're like even in playoff contention, but like, man, last week was tough. That was a game that a franchise quarterback, has to win.
Yeah.
Like Joe Flacco did his magic, whatever, but you blew a 17-7 lead. Like you failed to put any more points on the board. So I don't know what the Bears are looking at with him. Like the talent is somewhat there, but
yeah,
I don't know. That's why I think he's going to be a Steeler.
Time will tell.
Just 2 lost souls just meeting and merging and finding one another.